Welcome back, it's Smashboss here. Today we want to take a look at some new techniques, and to start things off I figured that I will play Typfoon's dede-cheesing 101 level. So Typfoon made a series of levels design tricks to dede-cheese your level, and he uploaded a level which uses these setups. So I made the challenge that I will even cheese this level, and even though I haven't found much cheese, I still have found a little bit of cheese. And you will also see my world record run, so how to go through the level as fast as possible. This also uses a single cheese mechanic. But before I play this level, I want to tell you that I have created an intro for my channel, and I will play it now. And if you like it or don't like it, or have suggestions or anything, please leave me a comment in the comment section. So here's my intro. And then let's get right into the level. Basically, in this first section there's not a lot of trees. Here's nothing. Basically, you can't go over these blocks and you can go over these blocks just as it's intended. But if you take a power block from here, you can take it into the level. So if you keep the power block, well, if you do better than this, so here's the first cheese. If you still have one power block here, this is meant to be a P-switch challenge. So, but if you still have this power block, you can just activate the switch, throw the power, and the coin on top will go away, and now you basically have any time you want to get through here. So there's no cheese in this section. You can't grab the spring, you can't grab anything with Yoshi from here. Now we have to fight these hammer bros. And then we have to ditch Yoshi, and we have to use 2 power blocks in order to get through the next section. And it's also true that you cannot bring items through this gap. So if the gap is not wide enough, you can obviously throw one across the gap, but this gap is wide enough, so you cannot bring items here. Then there's another little P-switch challenge, and well, this is the section with the most cheese in the level. So you get a Yoshi and you get a Shelmet, and I first want to show what this section shall do. So actually this section was created so you cannot bring any items through here. If you have Yoshi, he will just run in the same place because of the conveyor belt. So actually you have to lose Yoshi, you have to lose your helmet, and you have to lose your mushroom to get through here. Now he put these 2 helmets on the left and on the right, so if you just hold the helmet in your hand when coming out of the pipe, you lose your shellmet because it will get crushed with one of these two shellmets, but as you can see, there is cheese, so maybe some of you see it already. If you don't see it, I will go ahead and restart the level and show you the cheese. So now we are back at this pipe right before the checkpoint setup, and the cheese that you can do is, if you go out of the pipe and right away throw the shell up, you can lose your mushroom before the shell falls down again. So now that there's a second checkpoint, we first have to lose this mushroom, and now we kept our helmet through this section. And yes, that's basically the biggest cheese in the level. So then there's this section, and now here's a Lakitu on top, and he is high enough so you cannot get his cloud, but obviously there is a block with a 1-up mushroom. Well, you can jump on the block and get his cloud from there, but that's just because the block is here. If the block wouldn't be there, this setup would be totally cheese proof. And well, in the final section you just have to ride these swarms up and win. So the last thing I am going to show is the speedrun solution. It also includes a little bit of cheese at this section with a checkpoint. So basically you just play the level normally as fast as possible. So you jump up here real quick, then you run through here, through all this and back. Then you have to ride the shellmet. You can jump off the shellmet a little bit before its landing. That's a little bit faster. Then you have to do the spring jump. Well, of course on the first try, not on the second, but then you are here. And you actually only have to fight the top one of these hammer bros because he has the key. Quickly go through the door and go to the second POW. Throw this in the air, grab the first one, and as soon as the first one drops, well, that's not part of the intended strat. So now, as soon as the first one drops, throw the second one, then go through here, and now there's the last cheese. So basically the last part involves grabbing the shell and throwing it against this block so you can go across here faster, and the conveyor belt also won't stop you because the P-switch is still active. And that's all cheese. So the rest of the level is just fast execution. I will definitely include a full run at the end of this video. But yes, that's basically the whole thing. And the rest of the level is also completely cheese proof. I haven't found any way to do something you shall not do. And I have to say, I really like this level. I have also given it a star, of course, because, well, I actually like when people try to help other people with level design. I haven't made a video like this yet because I think sometimes cheese and setups and all this kind of stuff can be very situational, so as you can see, if there's any item like the power block in the beginning, you basically have to think of this power block for the whole rest of your level, and you have to know exactly where you can bring it and where you cannot bring it in order to make the level 100% cheese proof. And well, that's basically all for this level. So to move on, I want to show some latest techniques I have found. So let's just start with this one here. It's a little kaizo mechanic, and it involves carrying a POW while doing shell jumps. So basically you throw the POW and you re-grab it, and you have to do this 4 times in order to win. It's always the same. Throw the POW, make the shell jump, and then re-grab it in mid-air. And well, I'll try it once more, but basically the idea should be clear. It's just 4 times the same mechanic. Then there's this level. And basically in this level you have this cannon shooting power blocks, and you can go up here, but this is sort of the same setup as in Typfoon's level, but you cannot carry items or at least power blocks through here. So this gap doesn't have to be as wide as in Typfoon's level, because you can not throw power blocks forward, or otherwise they will explode. So if it would be a P-switch or something, it would, with a bit of luck, it would land on the other side and you could grab it there. But for power blocks it's impossible, even with this small gap. And basically the problem is you need to have a power block there in order to get into the door. So what I actually figured out was this strange mechanic. So what I'm trying to do is I try to clip the power block inside the wall like this. It's just standing next to the cannon so the cannon doesn't shoot. Then go away from the cannon and duck jump towards the POW, or do a normal jump. I think it's easier with a duck jump. And eventually the power block will clip into this wall. So now you can go over here and use it as a platform to go into the door. Basically this level is just about the biggest jump possible without any momentum. So here is a spike wall, so you cannot get any momentum. You basically have to jump off the last pixel on the left side to the first pixel on the right side. It's difficult, but it is possible, otherwise it couldn't be uploaded, and also a few people have beat it yet. So the strat for this is basically, my strat is doing a spin jump and then trying to land exactly on the edge and then jump from there once again. And then you have to get at least 3 twirls, I think. I'll try it once so I will not waste too much time, but I think you'll get the idea. Jump from the last pixel to the first one. Well, I got it, so that's just a big jump, but nothing too special. Then we have an unknown star power ability. So this is a very weird star mechanic, and it is not only about the star, it's also about the placement of this node block. So if you may have noticed, if I do a normal wall jump, I'm going straight to the other side and I cannot go back to the same wall. But if I jump with the right position under the node block, as you can see, Mario is not pushed away. So here Mario is basically jumping to the left automatically, and if you jump in the right position under the node block, he's not jumping that much to the left, so you can basically turn around and almost land on the same height right here. And now if you have a star, you can do even better, and you can jump around this node block. It's only possible with a star, and that's basically the mechanic in this level. Then we have this level right here. This is about despawning a muncher without using a power block. So here we have a power block and we have a muncher, but if we throw it, obviously we don't have something to go through this door, so we have to find a way to get rid of the muncher without using the power block. So that's why I put this arrow here. If you drop this power block right here onto the muncher, so not like this, this would be too far to the right, but on the edge, like this. And now you have to be exactly around this far away from the muncher. This will make the muncher despawn, but not the power block. It can be about pixels, so if both items are still there, then just go back and try to go a few more pixels to this side. If I go right here, then the power block will also despawn and the muncher will spawn back in if I go to this side again. But if I find the exactly the right spot, well, that's also not it. Maybe here. So now, as you can see, the power block is still there and the muncher is completely gone. So why does this happen? If you're exactly in the spot in which I was, the muncher despawned but not the power, so the power fell down here, and when you go back in screen, normally the muncher would load again, but because the power block is now in its way, it won't spawn at all. And now you can use this power block to go through the door. Then I've got faster clown cars swimming. So basically this is a 10-second level. if you try to swim, obviously you cannot swim faster than this, and the time is not enough. But basically, if you swim in the clown car, you are normally even slower, so your time will be out right here. But you can use a clown car mechanic, jump in and out of the clown car while hitting the ceiling, and this makes you faster, and if you execute it just right, you can beat the level. So this is the fastest swimming technique I know. I think it's even faster than duck swimming, and it's, as I said, only possible if there's a clown car and if there's a ceiling. Then you can use this technique, otherwise the time is not enough. Then we have this level called Everything You Know Is Wrong, because, well, what's the most basic thing you think you know about Mario Maker? The most basic thing you think you know is that walls are solid, but this cannon at least is not. So I'll restart it and show it again. Basically what happens is, if you stand on top of this block while the block is activated somehow, in this case it's because of the shell, if you stand on top of this block you will get pushed up because the block is activated, and because there's a ceiling above you, you will get pushed to the left side instead through the cannon. And this is also possible with other items. It's possible with power-ups like fire flowers or Yoshi, but it's not possible with items like a power block, a P-switch or a spring or something like that. And it's possible on the other side, so the items you can push through are normal bullet bill blasters, then the cannons that shoot these cannonballs, and, well, basically I'm not sure about the rest, but I don't think you can push through many more items. You can push through sideways springs like this, but that's basically the mechanic that I found. And if you use Yoshi and you don't have free room, so if there's also a wall on the left, then Yoshi will get pushed up through the cannon and will land on the top of the cannon. And my latest level, called Busy Blocks Can't Break, is this one right here. So what you have to do is you have to wait until a power block blows up. This power block blows up when this bomb right here explodes. The problem is, once this bomb here blew up, the blocks are gone, and if you go through here, the flame which ignites the bomb resets, and, well, it's obvious there is no way that the second bomb blows up before the first one, so there has to be a way to stay alive longer in this area. And the reason I called this Busy Blocks Can't Break is because exactly before this bomb explodes you have to ground pound one of the blocks, and because it's while in because it's in its ground pounded animation. So the block is in the animation, it shows when it's ground pounded, and while this animation happens, the block cannot break from bomb explosions. So the block is busy, and while he's busy he cannot break. That's the latest mechanic I've found so far, and I hope you enjoyed this little technique video. And I hope also you enjoyed my new intro.
Oh.